As you guys know, a Great Unite team is created by the synergy of different roles coming together, and it's very important that each role plays their part in order to win team fights. Today we're going to be tackling the defender role, and I'll be pointing out a few things I've learned from my experience. My choice of Pokemon here is Mamoswine, but these tips should really apply to any defender role. First things first, it's important to know the role that the defender plays in a team fight. As in any game or sport, you are the team's first line of defense against the enemy, which means you should not be afraid to be in the front charging against the enemy or taking damage for your team. Good defenders are aggressive and should be aware of their positioning to know where they should be to best protect their team in a fight. Here I see a fight is being initiated in the bottom right of the map, so I'm heading straight there to help my team. You never want to be alone in a team fight when you're a defender. You're most helpful being in a fight to tank the damage while your team is able to do damage to the other team. Again, your main role is to be in the front line, so don't be afraid to charge into the enemy team to place yourself as a barrier between them and your attackers. As you can see here, my team's Greninja is using me as a shield and really trying to stay behind me while doing damage to the other team. Please note, in situations like this where there's less than 30 seconds to the game and the entire enemy team is dead, it's actually best to go score, as there isn't enough time for the enemy team to make a comeback using Ray. As you can see, the objective is up, but I'm not heading towards there. Instead, I'm trying to zone out the enemy team as I am not a damage dealer, so my time is actually best used trying to distract as many of the enemies as possible. So here my team prematurely tried to fight the other team after securing Reggie. I've seen a lot of people try to start Ray without their full team, but that is the wrong choice. Instead, you should try your best to distract the enemy team, let them know of your presence so they don't try to burn Ray, and try your best to drag out the fight as long as possible to give your team the chance to revive and rejoin the fight. One thing I wanted to spotlight here is please don't be like the zero-war player who's choosing to ignore Ray, which is literally the most important objective of the game. You should always be at the right fight. There are no excuses here unless you're dead. Here's another example of where instead of going to objective, I'm heading straight to where the enemy team is and really trying to zone them out and keep them away from Reggie so there is zero possibility of a last hit steal. My role here is to zone them out and push the enemy team all the way back to their tier 2 base while my team secures the objective successfully. As we're about to start the Ray fight, I am again making sure that I am in the forefront of my team, making sure that I tank any hits from the enemy to ensure that my team is well protected and can focus on healing and doing damage. Here, I've decided to hide and set up an ambush on the enemy team so that my Machamp has enough time to farm and come back to the base. Here, I'm doing my best to distract and kill as many as I can before my Machamp is able to come. Also, as you can see here, I was so annoying to the enemy team that they decided to use their Unite on me, which is great for me. Here, instead of trying to score, again, my role is defender, so I'm trying my best to push back the enemy team to allow my team to score. While it's important to be in team fights to tank damage, it's also important to know when to retreat. Here, my health bar is low, so I'm choosing to retreat to get away from being hit, as we definitely don't want to feed the enemy team some free EXP by dying. I'm also allowing my cooldowns to reset so I can come back and better help with the fight. One final tip here that I don't have the exact clip example for, but if you secure Ray, you should always let your squishier teammates score first, as their shields will be broken quicker than yours, so the chance of you getting to the further base is higher than theirs. Hopefully these tips will help you be a better defender. Happy defending!